Hi there, my name is Ian Eddington and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And, you know, I like comics. I think it's fair to say I do like good comic books. I've always liked them. I like them a lot. What the type of comics I really like are comics that are full of the passion of the creator of the comic. You know, that's something that will always win me over. It's a comic that's just full of passion. You know, I will probably, could be at least be interested in it, if not like it. So, and by the way, that's why I love Comicsgate comics, because Comicsgate comics are just filled with the passion of the creator. But if you're a Comicsgater, please get in contact. I would love to have you, on my channel. Just talk about comics, talk about it in general, talk about whatever you're working on, and have a fun old time. So this is a review of a comic which I absolutely adore, because it is just full, dripping with love and passion from the creators. It's Scarlet Traces. It's by Ian Eddington and D'israeli. I'm not sure if D'israeli is his first or last name, or if it's a he or she. I have no idea. I have no idea at all. And what it is essentially, it's a sequel to War of the Worlds, where the British government managed to get their hands on the leftover Martian technology from their failed invasion and reverse engineer it. So and then use all that technology, and they use it for what you would expect the British to use it for. Nothing good. Nothing good. They said, why did the sun never set on the English Empire? Because even God doesn't trust the British in the dark. And for good reason. So yeah, and that's the kind of sensibility that's behind this comic. So you got this, like, as I said, this wonderful science fiction, this wonderful, this wonderful, I would say almost reverence to British genre. It's kind of like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in that regard to a great extent, I would say. And you just have the sheer love and the devotion dripping out of the creators of it. So why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because you can win a copy of volume, I guess I think you would call this volume 3. I'm not sure if it's the third one produced, but it's a standalone one right here. You can win that this week on the channel. I do weekly competitions. And also, and little addition to the prize is this Doctor Who card game. Let me get it over here. Doctor Who card game. This I have no idea about whatsoever. It was given to me years ago by a neighbour who is a toy manufacturer, and it was in a toy fair in New York or somewhere, and somebody gave him a like a sample, and he said, "Oh, my friend Svi, he likes Doctor Who, so he gave it to me. It's been sitting on my shelf ever since. I would just like somebody to use it and enjoy it." So yeah, the other two prizes: you win a volume of a graphic novel of Scarlet Traces, which we're going to talk about in a lot of detail in a second, and that card game. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. That's the freaking reason I do the competition. Subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Mars Attacks, and we'll do the prize draw on Sunday. Guessing it's the 13th, Sunday the 13th of September. I'm going to be on the TARDIS Zone. We're doing a watch along of the 2006 Doctor Who series finale, Doomsday. So come and join us for that. We'll do the prize drawing then, and then we're going to pick out a new story. Fine, so let's talk about Scarlet Traces. So this has been running for about 20 years. It's about 18-20 years. The first volume was released, I think, by Dark Horse in 2002. And then they went back, and the first volume was the sequel to War of the Worlds, and a pretty darn good sequel it was too, if I may say so. Then the second volume, they went back and they did a retelling of War of the Worlds, putting some of their characters sneakily in the background. And the third volume, which is this one, which is the prize, the Great Game, really takes the story off. And this is it's a standalone thing, so you don't need to know anything about it at all. Other than, I just recommend all of these to everyone. And then there's a fourth volume. I think there's a fifth volume that's probably coming out this year sometime, which I'm excited about. So the first two ones, they came out. I'll look at the publication history. First two volumes came out in, when was it? 2002. Then the second one, which was the adaptation of War of the Worlds, 2006, followed by The Great Game, which is 2007. Then it came back. So this is where I first found it, in 2018. In 2016, a book called Cold War, and then Cold War 2, and now there's another volume called Homefront. So I think there's going to be another collective volume released shortly. So as I said, it starts off with this wonderful retelling of War of the Worlds, if you read it, in chronological order. And yeah, I'm just going to zoom in on some of the some of the art. The artwork is extremely stylized, right? So you either like it or don't. So, but I really like it. I think it really works. I do like this Martian red weed. You see how it's like growing, growing in like these weird kind of animalistic alien shapes, which is very very much a direct adaptation from the original novel, and I think it's probably one of the best adaptations of War of the Worlds that I've seen. And I think in of itself that makes it a good reason to get it. Again, I just love the design. I love everything about it. It just really 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 works. And again, very very stylized. For me, I like it. I like it because even through the stylization, you see the artist D'israeli. It's very, very good at visual storytelling and communicating. Like you can see the real passion and anger and emotion in all the characters' faces, and it really sells the story. Like it really totally sells the story. But the story, as I said, really starts off with a sequel. Did the sequel have a name? I just think they called it Scarlet Traces. So the sequel, we get a glimpse of. London 10 years after the Martian invasion, and we see how much it's changed. Right, we see it said the first line is that the guy misses the sound of horses because horse-drawn carriages are gone. This is 1908, and you see the carriages now are scuttle along on like Martian legs like the tripods. And we open up with like this wonderful panoramic shot where we see how a steampunk changed 1908 London. And for me, again, I just absolutely love it. Love the airships. You put an airship in something, I'm probably gonna like it. Okay, that's how easy it is to get me on side. The story is really good. It's really creepy. There are young girls going missing. They go to London to work as chambermaids or something for upper class people, and they go missing. There's some nefarious plot involved, which indicates that the Martian influence over London isn't completely over, and they may be indeed in cahoots with the Martian invaders or what's left of them. But again, it's a visual storytelling, a visual medium, beautiful storytelling. We get to again, if you know War of the Worlds, this is the Martians coming from their home in Mars. Wasn't really their home, coming from their home in Mars. And again, we just get this wonderful design work. So then we get onto the second volume. This is the one that you can win. This is the Great Game. Oh, I'm there. The Great Game. And this is set in the late 30s. So now it's riffing off like this wonderful 1930s sci-fi sensibilities. It feels like was it Frank Hampton's Dan Dare? You get that design aesthetic really there. And again, just look. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it a bit better. But that design aesthetic is a completely Dan Dare. It's kind of reminiscent to the Grant Morrison, Ryan Hughes Dan Dare from the late 80s, which is just, if you ever find that, it's absolutely beautiful. Love that in every way. So now we have this other thing going on, that Britain has become very, very militarized in the wake of the Martian invasion, and they started a counter invasion on Mars. But everybody going there has seemed to have vanished. There's no troops, lots of troops going up there, no troops coming back. So this seems to be very similar to novels like 1984, where they have like constant war going on to keep the populace subdued, which is essentially what I think is going on here. But let's just have a look at a little bit more of this design work, which is just freaking gorgeous. So we have this ship that lands, and the people on there are unceremoniously killed. Oh, no, I just love the way they do the laser beams. I think we'll see some more later. And so there's this character who was a younger person in the second volume is now older and becomes the central character in this volume. Again, you don't need to know anything to get into this, but this just drips with a love of British science fiction. Well, British science fiction, British horror as well. Look at these beautiful design things, and there's I picked this page randomly, right, when I was going through the pages to show you, and it's a great example. You see the underground station there, which is called Overground in this world, is Hobbs End. That's a reference to the the Quatermass and the Pit, which is freaking awesome, absolutely awesome. Yeah, I think in the third volume that hasn't been published yet, in the graphic novel form, you get on Mars, you get to see a map of the universe according to people who originally lived on Mars, and you get to see like there's a Silurian from Doctor Who, or Sea Devil, the aliens from Quatermass. There's lots and lots and lots of little like British genre references all the way through it. The main character in this was a young man in the second volume who's been hidden and underground ever since, and he's been given it. So he basically takes this mission on to find out what is happening to all the troops that go to Mars. And the answer is nothing good, which is always the answer, right? The answer to all these things is always nothing good. It recaps a little bit of the second volume, Scarlet Traces. And again, just the artwork for me is just a pure joy to look at, because again, I love the design sensibilities that really reference everything I love. I love all this stuff. I love Dan Dare. I love British British science fiction, British genre, and it also tells a story in a darn good, exciting way. Again, look at this visual storytelling of this attack on Mars. It's just tells a story, and it engrosses you, brings you, takes you along with the story, which is the job of freaking comics. So the job of comics is to draw you along, and it does it very well. It does it extremely well, and it's a rattling good story. There's a bit of Monty there, who was a genuine hero from World War II. So again, as I said, you got all this like World War II, we'll meet again sensibilities, which is stuff that I generally quite like. Fused with Dan Dare, which is also very fused with World War II. And there's some like nobility and some skullduggery living side by side with, which is that's kind of ambiguity I like in my storytelling. The story progresses, and we get a kind of a resolution at the end, so you're not left on a cliffhanger. So then, when they come back in the next volume, it's moved to the 1960s, and so now we got like a very Jerry Anderson feel. Like this is just out. This is right out of Moonbase. This is 1968. And so now you're getting like a very Doctor Who-y, Jerry Anderson feel to everything. I always liked on Moonbase how they always had those like completely ridiculous outfits. And what was that show? UFO. Yeah. So it represents that. We get a lot more into what was the Martians' goal in invading Earth, and is that goal over? It's again rattling good story, well told, with wonderful science fiction-y elements. I can't recommend this enough. It's just a really good, engrossing, intelligent, three-dimensional, I would say mature story, which is in every way I love it. So here they introduce these aliens that are living in England, and you get a little bit into like the 1960s racism, but it's not, they don't dwell on it at all, and it's a plot point, but it's not like oh, look at how terrible the world is. It's more like, oh, this is something that used to happen, and it was kind of silly, right? And here we're talking about the ideas behind the Martian invasion really come to the fore. I'm not going to spoil it for you, because I'm not going to spoil it for you because I want you to read it. But again, look at this freaking artwork, and it's referencing. I can see it's like 10 different genre things it's referencing right there. Babylon 5. Was it Mission? Was it The Dark Side of the Moon? What would they called it something different in America? And even the spacesuits. It's very reminiscent of Space 1999. If you zoom in a little bit, which is again for me, this is not what the plot revolves around for. This is the spoonful of sugar that makes the plot go down so well, and it does make the plot go down so well. So there you have it, Scarlet Traces. You can get they have it in 2 volumes now, out by Fleetway. Is it Fleetway or Rebellion? Do I have a copy right in front of me? I don't have a copy right in front of me. It's on Amazon. Go check it out now. Strong recommend. Love it to bit. If you like science fiction, if you like genre, if you like mashups of all these things, if you like good storytelling, if you like interesting art, all this might be for you. And if you want to just check it out, without putting any money down, simple. Enter the bloody competition, Scarlet Traces. Leave the hashtag Mars Attacks, and good luck. Good luck if you enter.